wants to get on the early Wednesday night AMI list, come now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let me go down to you, John. W86JUS, KD6BWS.
Well, I'm going to have to pick up where I left off. I was dozing a little bit, but I had to. So, I got tough things in the chest, I tried to transfer. I got fire off, but it was not 20 mils on the grid. And so the third part let's so knock on wood it seems to have survived. The modulator support for runner for animal 3,000 plus 4,000 volts. And nothing seems to bother about level of current. So, I noticed myself in the Neox Club and the Ghost of Christmas Cat. Where the people that they have my back.
Yeah, good deal, John, on the 403. Does that run at 15 inches per minute there, John?
Yeah, it's 15. I'd like to more this second period. Back to you.
All right, I'm back.
John, yeah, that's me. Yeah, 1952. That's good. Yeah, nice machine. All right. Yeah, I figured they were only 15 inches back then. So, yeah. Dynamics to that high end 15. So we have anyone else wants to get on the early Wednesday night AMI list coming out? 6BWS.
KK6IRZ is back.
Okay, Uberman's back. How did you talk to Skip? Go ahead.
Yes, I did talk to Skip. I gave him a call while I was driving to get to the wife, and we talked for a few minutes. Seems like he's still in A lot of therapy. I guess there's a lot of stuff making sure that he can move and he can turn and he can touch and he can feel. All that type of stuff going on. I guess they determined that it seemed like it was just a strictly dealt with in the heart, no type of stroke type of thing, it doesn't seem like. But he's expecting to be in there for at least another week. But he seems to be doing very well, and he's positive with his progression. They've deemed that they don't think there's going to be any other procedures that are needed to be done on the heart. So right now is really just, it seems like it's just closely watched recovery mode type of thing going on. But he certainly sounded like he was doing fairly well and staying positive, and wanted to say thanks to everybody that has been asking about him. So there you go, that's the update. KD6 of VWS, this is KK6IRZ.
Yeah, okay, Jeff. KK6IRZ, KD6VWS. Yeah, sounds real good. Sounds like he's coming right along, and he's staying funky, same old Skip we know, so that's great. Now, if we just let you come over and help him fix one of those Globe Kings, so we could get him back on the air with some help, that would be fantastic. Okay, so do we have anyone else who wants to get on the early Wednesday night? Come now, KD6. Thought I heard a real weak one. Do you have any rumors on that? Yeah, I didn't say anything on my end, but he was good there. Yeah, well, I heard November 8th. Try it again, November 8th. November 8th, Whiskey Romeo, question mark. Yeah, is that correct? November 8th, Whiskey Romeo. Yeah, you're keying real quick. My receiver's got it recover a little bit. Is that correct? Okay, let me write you down. November 8th, Whiskey Romeo. Let's see. Okay, what's your name and where are you located? Go ahead. Yeah, you said your name is John? Jan? Yeah, I'm having real trouble copying you way down in my noise. So, is there anyone out there that's copying him any better than me? Go ahead.
They're so nice and manual that it makes it hard to copy.
Okay, well, you got more than I did. So, Dan in San Diego. Okay. The only San Diego call I have so far is WA6JUS. John, are you copying him? WA6JUS, John, go ahead.
Yes, Ron. Yes, we're fine. Yes. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay. Okay, John, thank you. Okay, Dan in San Diego. Well, the net will start at 8 o'clock. Maybe by then there'll be better propagation, or if you have an amplifier you could turn on or something, boost that signal a little bit. So, all right. Let me go back to the top. KM6QQU. Go ahead, Mike. KD6VWS.
All right, KD6VWS, KM6QQU. Yeah, I was hearing Dan or Danny as well. So, so far I'm hearing everybody else just fine. And the transmitter's still transmitting, so that's all I can share about at this moment. The microphone's working, the coupling capacitor's working, and so far I'm ecstatic. So that's all I really care about. And other than that, you know, the home 20 is still soaking wet and everything's still drying up, and the bricks in my house have frozen, and I know winter is here now. So back over to you, Ron. KD6VWS, KM6.
Right, did you get that part?
Yes, Jeff, I got the part. I'm on the Valiant right now. I sent you an email just to double check, but I got the part. Everything is working great. The only thing I had trouble with was my microphone, and everything was working fine. I had no modulation. I had a small break in my microphone wire about 3 inches off the mic. I checked it with the oscilloscope, the oh god, I forgot what the name of it. The audio tracer. I have a heat kit and ICO audio tracer. I checked it, the microphone with that 18 times. Everything was fine. The last time I fed up and checked it, I finally saw it. I had a break in the mic between 2 inches of putting it over to the equipment and then back. So that was my last issue. Back over to you, Jeff. KK6IRZ, KM6QQU.
Okay, very good. I just wanted to make sure that, like I say, I just walked out, unscrewed it, and put it in a box and shipped it. I didn't check it for values or any of that, but it looked like it was in okay shape. Probably had to desolder the tabs and reconnect things and everything, but like I say, I just yanked it and sent it. So glad to hear that it ended up working out for you and that the rig is on the air. So KD6VWS, back over to you. KK6IRZ.
W6YEC.
Okay, I got George and Larry. Let me get you guys written down. All right, yeah. But the Valiant's sounding fantastic now. So she's sounding good. So good job on getting that baby working. All right, over to you, George. How's things going on on Lemon Drive? And then you can hand it over to Larry, KM6IYC. So go ahead, George.
Okay, very good, Ron. Thanks for picking this up. Just got here. I'm on the remote tonight. I'll probably do that instead of going down to the shack. And let's see, I probably could bring things up here just a little bit. Hold on. We'll want to. I don't want to get it too much here. Let's see how that's doing. No, it's not too bad. Anyway, we're on the remote, so we're on the solid-state amplifier. I just got it back, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and use it. I just got off a Zoom thing, so I thought this was easy, instead of going down to the radio room. So I hope you copy okay. Anyway, thanks for picking me up, and Larry, let me give it over to you. KN6IYC, W6YEC.
All right, John. K6YEC, KN6IYC. And Ron, thanks for getting me on the list. And both you guys have really tonight. So, you know, Debbie took off and was heading down the Shallow Mountain for Awana this evening. And you know, sitting in the chair, and I split through the channels, and I was sorry. I wanted to I love that movie. I'm going to have to dig that one up and I love that movie. Oh man, Mr. Burknall and his World's Fastest Indian. And Anthony Hopkins did such a great job in that film. Anyway, that's what's going on down here. That's what the hell is going on down here. Well, I'll take it back up to you.
WJ6W.
Okay, let me get you written down there, Dave. Yeah, okay, Larry. Yeah, I watched that movie, about 20 years ago. It's a fantastic movie. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I love that movie. The World's Fastest Indian. All right, enjoy. I'm sailing over. Great setup. Glad you joined us. So it's good. All right, over to you, Dave. WJ6W, KD6VWS.
Okay, Ron, very good. WJ6W here, and good to hear everything. Well, it's good to hear George has his amplifier back, and it's clicking along, so that's good news. And really, I vaguely remember that. I'm going to have to look up and see what the summary of that is. See if I'd be interested in watching it. I have a feeling I have, but it doesn't really stick in the memory exactly. So anyway, it seems the conditions are pretty good tonight. I've just been listening for a short time. So you're doing great down here, Ron, and just put me on the list. I have to step out for a few minutes. I'll be back in time for the net. KD6VWS, WJ6W.
Yeah, okay, Dave. Sounding good. Glad you joined us. We'll keep the light on going. So, do we have anyone else who wants to get on the early Wednesday night AMI list coming up? Yeah, I got a little bit of carrier, so I need to shut down the BC221 here. I'll be right back. Anyone else wants to get on the early Wednesday night AMI list, come on.
KF6SYD.
Steve, let me get you in, man. Steve, and I wonder if you know if Sharon's going to be taking the net tonight or not. KF6SYD, KD6WS.
Sorry, Ron. Hold on. It's not raining, so now the tune is gone. So get a chance to do a tune up early. Two-handed. Hey, there it's right. All right. Good evening, Ron, and hearing everybody really good tonight. I don't know if Sharon's going to be here. I guess I could call her up and bug her. I might do that. And if she doesn't show up, I can cover for her unless Jeff wants to do it in my regular night set. Next week, just got done eating. I'm a little sleepy. I ate dinner. Boy, Julie made the best fish tonight. And I had to finish it all. I kept going back to the second, third, and yeah, that was really good. We're gonna go to Disneyland tomorrow. It's Valerie's gonna get us in. Had this planned for about a week and a half, and I'm like, well, you know, I looked way on the weather forecast. I was supposed to rain, but well, a week and a half away, you just can't tell. But you know what? It really is. I've got my jacket, umbrella ready, and we're just gonna go to Disneyland in the rain tomorrow. So that ought to be interesting. Maybe the attendance will be light at the park, and we can jump on a bunch of rides. Anyhow, I don't know who's taking the net tonight. Have to be, I'll do it. If Sharon doesn't show up, if Jeff, if you wouldn't mind, it would be very cool if you did. If not, I'm here for it. And I think I'll give Sharon a call and see if she's interested in running it tonight. It is her night. So back over to you, Ron. KD6BWS, KF6SYD.
WA9JIB is here.
Okay, let me get you one. Oh, okay, Steve, yeah. Okay. So, see what she has to say, and then we'll talk. So, WA9JIB, Bob, go ahead and take it away, KD6BWS.
Okay, KD6BWS, group, standby one. Yeah, I got this little sticky meter on the Valiant. Anyway, WA9JIB here, Bob, in Montana. Interesting day. Sunshine. And gonna go over towards lunchtime. Did a luncheon with JPL retirees. So that was kind of fun. We called it Northwoods Inn. I've never been to Northwoods. It was pretty warm and very sunny. And on the way home, stopped at the grocery store after that. The clouds rolled in, and I don't know if we've gotten any more rain yet, but it sure looked like it might again. And I guess we're supposed to have some Friday. So everything's greening up pretty well around here. Did have a little bit of erosion on the hillside. My place above me. Trying to get plants to kind of like take over the bare areas there, but it hasn't happened yet. So anyway, a little concerned about that. But the place was 1957, so really. And where I cleared brush last year, spring, I got a lot of ivy shoots up over there. Anyway, I'm grateful for the rain. We do need it. We need everything good soaking. Love it. You know, I'd like to get some more, although I wouldn't mind drying out for a few days here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, don't know how the band is. Just got on the radios. KD6B
KWS, WA9JI.
Oh, okay, Bob. WA9JIB, KD6VWS. Yeah, well, at least we don't have the southern moss tonight, knock on wood. And got some static crashes, but other than that, it's pretty good propagation everywhere tonight, so we're happy and good deal on having a luncheon with the retirees from JPL, so I imagine that was enjoyable. Yeah, speaking of that, I haven't moved on yet tonight. Wonder where he is. So, do we have anyone else wants to get on the early Wednesday night AMI? That's Connect 86 VWS.
Yeah, good evening, Ron. KW1NG.
And retired NY, good evening.
Okay, let's see. We got Jay. Let me get you guys written down. Okay, well, let me send it over to you, Ken. See how things are going your way, and then you can send it over to Jay, NY6L. So, KW1NG, go ahead, KD6VWS.
Okay, very good. Well, we're on the 7300 6. Here's the tire. And, okay. And, Steve, we have a experience like you may have tomorrow at Disneyland when Kathleen and I were dating. This has been a couple of years ago. We've been married 47 years now. But anyway, we went to Disneyland on what looked like a trip to the Rolling Day. And it was the best time I've ever had at Disneyland. And it wasn't raining, but it looked like it was done it in the motor. But we got anything we wanted to it. Almost no line. I mean, we just went from ride to ride to ride. So we had a great time today. So there were a couple of closed around, but nothing that impacted us at all. But man, we just rolled in and out of all the rides. So we had a great time. So I hope you have fun. And my friend Scott, AK6EEL, has back today. And I hear from his wife that he's out and he's up to his room now. Right? I'll go see him tomorrow. He had a couple of vertebrae fused. Not fused, but he said that there's some vertebrae. And got those fragments and insert these new ones and hold them in place with the plates and plates. Quite a person. And, what else? Yeah, it's threatened rain all day today. Anyway, we're anticipating a little bit of rain tomorrow, perhaps. And yeah, we do need the rain. So, we have a well, and so it's always great to get some rain with plenty. Tired J. NY6L of the group, KW1NG.
Yeah, we are tuckered out. Good evening to all. NY6LJ here in Hespera. Just got home. About an hour. No, that's back. We got home a little bit after 6 o'clock. Almost 2 hours driving from Bonneville, California. We did Palomar Bob, AK6R, and we late work, and I just stopped driving, so that traffic just wiped me out, so I'll keep one eye open and go ahead and pencil in for the eyes, and I'll get something to drink so I can stay awake. Got some iced tea or something. So anyway, let's see, that's about it. Back to you there, Bob, WA9JIB, NY Nashville, J-Beers in Hesperia.
I think it goes back to Ron, 36 VW. Info? Go ahead.
Go ahead, info.
All right. KF6SYD and Sharon will be popping in to say hi. I'll be hosting Minette tonight. I'm going to go down and get a cup of coffee, and I'll be right back up and get the list. KF6SYD, back over to you, Ron, KD6BWS.
Okay, fine business, Steve. And, yeah, okay, Jay. Yeah, Bob, we'll start checking in more often. AK6R, haven't heard him in a while. And, okay, and, yeah, Ken on Disneyland. Yeah, I haven't been to Disneyland since 1980. And my girlfriend, she didn't want to go there. She wanted to go to a bar across the street. So her kids went, and I had to sit and watch her drink in the bar until the kids got done. So that relationship didn't last much longer. I didn't need a bar flag for a girlfriend. Okay, so do we have anyone else wants to get on the early Wednesday night AMI list before Steve comes back and gets the list? So come now, KD6BWS. Well, at least we don't have any summer loss tonight. So, let's see, let me send it over to you, Jeff. Make it quickie. You can tell everybody how Skip was doing. KK6IRD, IRZ, KD6BWS.
Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, close enough. I don't see any smoke coming out of the top of it, so it'll probably last. KK6IRZ, yes, Skip was doing very well. He was still in the hospital, still doing a lot of rehab, still trying to get everything to move and everything to work, but they've indicated that they don't think they need to do any more work on the heart, at least no more procedures. He seemed to be in very good spirits, and wanted to say hi to everybody and make sure that that everybody knew he missed being out here. He was certainly concerned with the Swan net. Hopefully, I'm assuming everybody has been picking that up, so it's still going on. I thought I heard you, Ron, do it the other night, and maybe George did it the week before or something. I don't remember for sure, but I certainly thought I heard somebody doing it. So generally speaking, he still has another week, but he still has a lot of therapy to do, and he seems to be having a very positive attitude on the whole thing and progressing in the right direction. So that's the current scoop with Skip. And good evening to everybody else. Yeah, no Southern Moss, but the band certainly seems to be I don't want to say stretching out, because then I would figure I'd hear more Southern Moss, but although all signals are easy to copy, they're not necessarily all there where they normally are for some of the guys out there. Usually, Ron, you're banging and booming in here. Easy copy and got a great signal still tonight, but certainly not as far up as you typically seem to be. So maybe it's clear conditions, but not quite great conditions. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But I am certainly hearing everybody over here in Chino. So KD6 VWS with the rest of the earlies here on a Wednesday night, getting ready for the AM International Net. This is KK6IRZ.
Yeah, thank you for the update on Skipper there, Jeff. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, sounds like Skip's doing good, so we'll be looking forward to hearing him when he comes back. So, yeah, the only thing I got here is a lot of popping and snapping, you know, I guess the storms, but the signals are pretty good. So, Steve, are you back there at KF6XY, KV6VWS?
Perfect timing. I've got my cup of coffee here, and I'm ready to take the list, Ron. Go ahead and let me have it.
Yeah, I saw a carrier in there, but no modulation, so... okay, Steve. Okay, first on the list you can put me, 26VWS. Then after me is Kevin, WA6JKN. WA6JKN, Kevin. Then we have Bill, WA6LJR. WA6LJR, Bill. Then we have Larry, W6WH. W6WH, Larry. And we have John, WA6JUS. WA6JUS, John. And we have Jeff, KK6IRZ. KK6IRZ, Jeff. Then we have Mike, KM6QQU. KM6QQU, Mike. Then we have a new one, Dan. WR. And then there's that Whiskey Radio, Dan. Then we have George, W6YEC. W6YEC, George. Then we have Larry, KN6IYC. KN6IYC, Larry. Then we have Dave, WJ6W. WJ6W, Dave. Then you checked in. Then Bob, WA9JIB, Bob. And we have Kim, KW1NG, KW1NG, that's Kim. And then last but not least is Joy, NY6L, NY6LJ. And that is the list as I have it there, Steve. KF6SYD, KD6VWS.
Okay, Ron, got that. And is there anyone else that wants on the list? Before I read the preamble, please call now.
Whiskey 6 Delta Quebec, Whiskey 6 Delta Quebec, and
Kilo Foxtrot 6 Quebec November Golf.
All right. Lisa and Dennis, good to have you guys both here with us tonight. Got you written down. And, shall I find, yes, the better preamble that I haven't been using. Yeah, welcome everyone to the Wednesday night Amplitude Modulation International Net, or simply AMI. The purpose of this, excuse me, net is to promote the restoration, preservation, and enjoyment of AM equipment, including transmitters, receivers, and assorted vintage AM type gear. Anyone using AM equipment is welcome. You see, when I read it, it's not so smooth. It's welcome, including modern radios capable of creating at least one sideband in the carrier. And welcome to any listeners out there. It's how I started out listening to all of you, wishing to be one of us someday. You don't need to be a member to join the net tonight. If you'd like to become a member, you'll receive a certificate that has on it your own personal ID number. If you would like membership, go to our AMI website, aminternational.club. You fill out the membership form, pay the $5, and John McGrath in 9AMI will send you your certificate with your own AMI number. If you'd like the address to mail for it, I'd be glad to give it to you. Just ask anytime during the net. Your AMI controller tonight is Steve, KF6SYD. My AMI number is 1708. My QTH is Long Beach, California. And running the CCA AM1000D transmitter, AKG microphone, inverted B at 70 feet, Palomar Engineers PT3000 tuner, which is all happy right now. Little bitty bit of reflex. Shall I turn this knob a little bit? I don't know. Yeah, it's even better. Now I lost my place. When I call you, please give your name. Tell us about your equipment. Let us know your AMI number if you have one, and list anything you want to sell. Ham-related equipment, usually, or anything you're looking for. Maybe one of us will have it for you. And let me know if you want to be on the list for the round table that will follow the net tonight, and I'll put you on the list for that. So let's go ahead and do a tune-up, and we'll get things started. Tune-up, and for the jammer, we appreciate having you here with us. There's a welcome participation in the net. If you want to be effective, you'll need more power, a lot more power. But cool to have you with us. Okay, let's start things off. KD6BWS, Ron. Thanks for taking the early. Go ahead and take your turn.
All right, thank you, Steve. KF6SYD, KD6VWS, Ron here, and Joshua Tree, and I'm on the Valiant early version, and feeding it with a Turner Plus 3 microphone, 150 watts of carrier, receiving on the NC-125, scope and Q-multiplier hooked up, and now that's going to the forward 4 SA-2040 heat kit antenna tuner, coax up to the infed long wire, about 25 feet, coronal wave counterpoise off the shield, and AMI number is 1671. No on the swamp. Thank you, Steve, for taking the net tonight. Good man. You're there when you want. So, with that, I'll send it back to you, Steve. KF6SY 86 UWS.
All right, Ron. You're sounding great on KFS. And you might be sounding, I haven't tried to look. When you're right in the middle of giving me the list, you just kind of just start fading down, lower, oh boy. And yeah, you were booming on KFS, so the band shifted a little bit, but I think we're doing just fine. All right, out to Gilroy, the garlic capital of the world, WA6JKN. How you doing tonight, Kevin?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Steve. I'm doing fine. WA609, operating remote from Tyler, Texas. And I haven't heard Sharon check in if the AKA First Lady of AMI is in there. Boy, I'd give up my spot in a New York minute. Let her make a transmission, by golly. So why don't I just be quiet and see if she might be there. Calling the First Lady of AMI. Are you there, Sharon? Over. No, I didn't hear her come back, so maybe she'll grace us with her presence a little bit later. Okay, not much new going on here. The weather in Texas is absolutely beautiful. Ignore the reports of Sharia law courts that you're hearing on the news. That's partially fake news. And at least not in this part of Texas. This is the real Texas. When you get down into other areas like, oh golly, I can't think of the names, but it's old Texas. It's been not a lot of people from like California moved in and stuff like that. It's really shifted. Here in the old part of Texas, we learn really fast that you don't mention the word California. You get yourself in trouble. They might beat you up. They don't want any more California. No, not at all. So you gotta be able to show a family history that you have history here in Texas, which I did, which we do. That's for sure. And family living here, so which I do. All right. So enough of that. But I did learn on a trip that there's a new greeting that the Texans are using in the real part of Texas is "Welcome to America." I love it. I really do. I love it. And you get smiles on people's faces when they hear that when you greet them, and it's everywhere. At least in this part of Texas, which is East Texas. All right, all is well here. The addition to the ranch is just growing very large. We've got a big 6,000 square foot building being built. Right now, as I speak, it's the crew is out there working hard, and the place just looks amazing. This is a big, beautiful piece of property that we acquired, and it's just amazing what my daughter and my son-in-law have done as far as the design. They're making all the decisions for this kind of stuff, and they're just great at what they do. All right, so that's pretty much it here. I'm just glad that the government reopened and our flights didn't get canceled. We were able to sail right here
non-stop, and it was beautiful. No stress, no pain, no gain, nothing. It was beautiful. So I told Diane, I said, you know what, driving's cool. I do love the drive. Driving does... I don't get fatigued. That was a 3-minute timer. I call that the alligator. It's built into the system. I don't mind the driving, but why not fly? It's cheap and it's painless. It really is, as long as they don't cancel it or lose your luggage. It's like perfect. So I told her, I said, look, now that we have property here, we could we got to make more trips. So it's easier and quicker just to get a plane. Do it by plane. So that's what we're planning on doing from this point forward, I think. So we'll see how that works out. All right, back to net control. Thank you, Ron, for the earlies, and thank you, Steve, for running the net tonight for Sharon. And hopefully we hear from Sharon tonight. KF6S YD, WA6JK, and operating remote from an iPhone, Tyler, Texas.
All right, Kevin, boy, you sound great. And have a good time there. And in America. Yeah, that's cute. I can understand. Us people out here in California, we're doing okay. We'll be here when you get back. But us, thanks for checking in, and real good on the updates and all the things you guys are up to out there. That's very cool. Talk to you later. Okay, let's go over to Bill, WA6. Oh, and yeah, when Sharon said she'd come by and say hi, and I told her I'll get you right in. She goes, well, I think I'll probably be down at the end of the list. No, I'll get you right in. So I'll get her right in. No worries about that. But she did sound like she'd had quite a day. Okay, Bill, WA6 LJR. Bill, it's your turn. Go ahead. WA6 LJR KF6 SYD calling for the AMI net. It's your turn. Put the appropriate symbol by Bill's call and pop back up and check later. Larry, come on, I can't remember your call. W6WUH, Larry. Go ahead and take your turn for the net tonight.
Steve, thank you. Good evening. Thanks for taking the car, the submarine pointed in the right direction. W6WUH, Larry, AMI number is 800, Globe King 500. A with unmodified audio. This is the way they sound. I've overhauled a number of Globe Kings. I always change the audio around, but I didn't do it with this one. I decided to let it be what it is. So B104 with coiled cord for the audio processing and the Globe King 500. Using tonight on the Kenwood R2000 just because it's heavy. Nothing for the net. Don't for the round table. Wife will probably be home from choir practice before then. Nothing exciting to relate that I can think of. Okay. All you guys who don't like it in California, don't let the door on the way out. W6W.
Hey, did you want to be for the round table? You took a fade. You took a fade of what? Yes or no for the round table, Larry? Now there was nothing. I just heard a carrier. Try it one more time.
Nothing on the round table, I see.
Boy, it just, modulation was really light. I'm going to put you down for the round table, and if you said no, well, you just won't be there. That'll be fine. And the Globe King 500 sounds great when you're up to the microphone close. It's not restricted. You know how stock Valiant is. No, it's nothing like that. It's all there, so maybe you could make it better, but it's not bad the way it is, Larry. So, and listening to you on the local receiver, which no problem now. And I can remember not too long ago where I couldn't hear you at all unless I used KFS. So you're doing good. Okay, down to San Diego, John. WA6JUS, what you been up to, John? KF6SYD. WA6JUS, John, are you with us? KF6SYD calling. Maybe he'll return. Okay. Jeff will be here, KK6IRZ. How are things in the metropolis of Chino tonight?
Hey Steve, thanks for doing the net. Let me see here where I'm at. Yeah, thanks for doing the net tonight. And thanks Ron for doing the earlies. This is KK6IRZ, Jeff, in the thriving metropolis of Chino, California. I'm hearing everybody pretty good tonight, but there is a lot of bashes and pops and clinks, but hearing everybody okay. There's like this really big LSB. It's about every third, well, I guess it's not doing it quite so much now, but signals were kind of not up to snuff, and then they came up real strong, and then they balanced back out a little bit. But the important thing is that I'm hearing everybody over here. I'm running the homebrew rig tonight instead of Pissweak low power, which I've been doing lately. That goes into the Johnson kilowatt matchbox, open wire line, and a center-fed dipole that is in the square root configuration at about 30 feet. So that's what's happening on over here. Been restoring a 75A1, which is coming along quite nicely. I've had to put it together and take it apart a couple times because of unsatisfactory, in my own opinion, of my own work. So I made myself do it again. But that's okay. It is what it is. And we'll see how it all turns out when it's done. But I'm pretty happy with how it's been going so far. No extra holes being drilled, none of that stuff, making it pretty clean and tight. So there you go. Other than that, we had a bunch of rain here in Chino, and then a beautiful day today. It was a nice sunny day, but I hear there's rain coming back either tomorrow or the next day. But today was a wonderful day. It certainly has cooled down. Getting up in the mornings, it's low 50s, high 40s, so a little bit cool, but only really to my wife as a problem. Me being from Maine, it doesn't really bother me that much. And yep, there's a lot of people moving out of California and moving to other places. The problem is they bring their philosophies with them. But that's all right. I'm pretty settled where I'm at, so it doesn't affect me anyway. I just keep dealing with the craziness of California and say, what the heck, no problem. So there you go. That's what is going on. Again, thanks for doing the net, Steve. Thanks for doing the earlies, Ron. And good evening to everybody else here on the Wednesday night AM International Net. I don't have anything to sell or trade. My AMI number is 1809, and I'll listen through, but probably not going to be around for the round table. KF6SYD, this is KK6IRZ.
All right, Jeff, sounding good on the mighty homebrew. And yeah, the wife came from, where she's from, it never is cold, I don't think. Maybe it happens, but the popular belief is that it's never cold there. So it might take a little getting used to. You don't want to take her back where it snows all the time. That would really be, yeah, you're in the right place. You're living in the right place. Okay, Jeff, thanks for being here, and thanks for helping me bug Sharon tonight. Sharon answered the phone, and she had me on with Jeff. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, if I was on the phone with somebody and somebody else called, I wouldn't know how to have them both on, but she does. So looks like I got a little learning to do. Okay, out to. Oh, I don't want to get it wrong. Mike, KM6QQU. Mike, how you doing tonight? It's your turn for the net.
All right, thanks, Steve. KM6SYD, this is KM6QQU. Valley. Back on the Johnson Viking Valiant. It lives once again. I swear, this thing's been down and back at least for the last 3 weeks. I had to replace the push-to-talk relay. And once I did that, the four-way silver mica jack gave out. Lucky, thank God, Jeff had he had a little parts unit in the back, so he sent that out to me. I got that done, and of course, everything worked except I had no audio. So checked everything out. Everything seemed fine. Then I put the microphone on the oscilloscope. I was getting modulation. Everything looked good, so I put it back. Still wasn't getting modulation. I did all my voltage checks. I did all my resistance checks. Checked it back on the oscilloscope again, then checked it on the signal tracer. Everything was fine. I went back and forth multiple times, and finally the last time I checked it on the signal tracer and back to the transmitter, I got it on the transmitter, on the signal tracers, and vice versa. I had a small break in the line from the microphone, about 3 inches from the microphone. So I had to shorten up my microphone. Everything worked out. But boy, it was back and forth, and you talk about the intermittent job. Oh, but on the round table, the swap, I was through. So that's over to you, Steve. KF6SYD, KM6QQU.
All right, Mike, what a thing. Intermittent, but it had an intelligence to it. It stopped working at just the right time to make you think it was something else. And then you'd go back and check for it, it'd be there. All right, be haunted like that. Dig into all of it. Cut that out, that's quite a thing. It sounds good. Congratulations, that sounded like a hard fight. But you made it. So, the Valiant sounds good. I know you're glad to have that back on. Okay, let's go over to, new to me, damn. N8WR. I should have put you up earlier because most new people to me aren't here when they get called. N8WR, you still there? It's your turn for the net tonight. Go ahead and check in. It still holds true. If someone's new and you don't put them up at the beginning of the net, they are not here. Well, one more try though. N8WR again. Please check into the AMI net. KF6SYD calling. When will I learn? Not yet, I haven't learned. Is there anyone else new here? No. Everybody else is folks I know already. I can't make the same mistake again tonight. Stuck on it. Let's circle back around to see if Bill came back. WA6LJR, Bill, have you returned? Would you like to make your check-in? Please do so now. No. Maybe John's back with us. WA6JUS, KF6SYD calling. Okay, let's take this time to see if there's anyone who's happened along who would like to get on the list for the net tonight. We're almost halfway down the list. Anyone want to get on the list, please call now.
NA7RH, November Alpha 7 Radio Hotel.
Okay. Whiskey 6 IWI, I'm not familiar with your call. Please tell us about yourself. Go ahead and check into the net now if you would like. KF6SYD calling.
Very good. And you've got an amazing signal here in Tucson. Sound like a local Inner broadcast signal. Sounds great. The name here is Bill. Thank you to the people out on the net. It's probably the first time I've been there. But first time I've been in maybe 50 years. Having that
Good to hear you. Good to have you with us, Harold. I looked up your QRZ page to see where you are because you fade in and out. From Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, you're up and down, and I didn't catch your name. I thought you said Harold, but yeah, that was right. And I didn't know where you were, but your radio sounds just fine. And I can hear you on the local receiver here in Long Beach, California. Pretty good. And then you take that down, and that's great. And I'm also listening to Indiana on the KFS Web SDR, which is also in and out for you. Welcome to the group. You said you had a Ranger. If that's all it is, you're doing good. If you've got an amplifier, you know, but if all you have is a Ranger, it's really, your antenna must be quite well designed and made. So, welcome to the net. We meet here Wednesday at 8 o'clock with a little activity between 7 and 8. Everybody kind of has a little informal while we run down the list for the net. And also on Monday evening, between 7 and 8 o'clock here in net. And we'll come back and say hi. We appreciate you being here. Okay. And Bob, NA7RH, I have you. I'll write it down better. I'll call you when we get to you. Okay. Let's see. Yes, there it is. It's not music. Is there anyone else that would like to get on the list for the net before I continue with the list? Please call now. so much. Okay. Dan wasn't here. John didn't come back. Bill didn't come back. George, White EC. How you doing tonight, George? It's your turn.
All right, Steve, I'm here. You're around. Thanks for taking the net. And good evening to Harold. Nice to have you join us. Hope you come back. Ranger's sounding good with the Dentron. That's what I use, is a Ranger and a Dentron MLA 2500. Normally, I'm wearing that tonight. That's what I normally am on. Nice signal out of Tucson in the San Diego. 15 over, just for your info. Okay, Steve, well, we decided not to go down to the shack and had a Zoom call tonight, a Zoom situation that I was involved with. So I just decided to stay right here in the office and use my remote system. So we're on the remote setup here tonight, 7300, driving an Alacraft KPA 500 that I just got returned from the factory. And so we're hearing everybody on that using USB microphones and the computer. And name here is George. For those who might not know, we're down on Lemon Grove, about 10 miles east of San Diego. And hearing everybody quite nice tonight. Very well. Very good. So no one around or anything like that. I'm working on some things, so I'm going to say 17 so everybody have a good evening. I do have anybody that might be interested. I have a really nice NC 98 available. And I was wrestling whether I wanted to sell it or not, but I need the room for other stuff. It's very nice condition cosmetically and good shape upper shaft section. Well, anybody that might be interested in that for $100, you just would have to pick it up. You can call me at 619-277-6043. And I'd be happy to talk to you about the NC98. And we've got a bunch of other things around here too. We're trying to downsize the book. And, well, I'll leave that there. Thanks, Steve, so much. Everybody have a good evening and a great week ahead. KS6XYD, W6YEC.
Okay, George, good on the remote. George, W6YEC, has available a very nice NC98 for $100. If you like that receiver, you can get a hold of George at area 619-277-6043. Thanks for being here, George. Good luck with that rig. Hope you can get all the stuff done. Okay, now Larry, KN6IYC. It's your turn, Larry. Go ahead. All right, Larry. Glad Debbie got to slip in and get up to the house before it comes to you. Oh, but I like it when she shows up here on the radio. That's cool. Open the garage door and drive on in right up next to you. But it didn't work out that way tonight. Thanks for being here, Larry. All right, out to Tarzana. WJ6W, Dave. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
Well, good evening, Steve, and everybody on the net. WJ6W here in Tarzana, as you said, Steve. And still, we're copying everyone pretty well yet. So conditions are pretty good. Let's see. We've had a lot of rain, just like everyone else here, I guess. We had about 5 inches, and expecting 1 more inch. And during this rainstorm, I made a discovery that has been haunting me for a couple of years, and that is in our garage. I've noticed that during heavy rainstorms, I find wet spots on the interior of the walls, and I really couldn't figure out what that was. But the garage has what they call parapet walls, which means the vertical walls extend out, the exterior vertical walls extend above the roof a bit, to hide the roof, I guess, is the purpose, a little decorative. And they don't have any protection on the top of that, on the top of the wall. It's just stucco. In the main part of the house, there's a metal cap around the end of the wall, the parapet part, which is much smaller, much shorter on the main part of the house. Anyway, I figured out by putting a tarp on a section of the garage parapet that water is seeping down through the parapet top and into the garage. So I'm going to put some edge flashing, metal edge flashing on the walls, top of the walls, to correct that problem. I should have done that years ago, but I just really didn't figure out what was going on. Anyway, that's my story from Tarzana tonight. We're running the Super Senior and listening on the 7610 receiver, transceiver really. AMI number is 1235, and no swap and no round table. So back to you, Steve. KF6SYD, WJ6W.
All right, Dave. Well, that's quite a find. Kind of important. It was a design flaw. Yeah, that shouldn't be that hard to fix. And that'd dry rot out all that wood in there. All down the walls, probably. Well, it's not falling down yet, so I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, it's good to get that stopped. So, congratulations on figuring that one out and finding a way to verify that that's actually what was going on. Isn't that something? Well, I know you'll cover it up and it'll be good from now on. Isn't that something? All right, Dave. Great signal over here into Long Beach. Next out to La Cañada. WA9JIB. Bob, it's your turn. Go ahead.
WA7DAX. YD in the group. WA9JIB. Bob over here in Cañada. And it's mostly dry day, I think, but probably going to get a little wetter. Anyway, parapet wall. That sounds like a castle construction. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how my outdoor exterior carpentry and roof is all holding up. And I did use hardy board in places. So the walls of the garage and the house that face directly south would just get blasted by the sun. I think it was mostly sun damage, but also moisture damage. So the purpose of that, long pieces of wood that were warped and weren't worth fixing, we put up the hardy board, which I'm pretty happy with. I really like it. It's heavy though, so it's easy to put up. You can drill holes right through it for nails.
but it is heavy, so what we had to do, we didn't have to do it, but I wanted to do it, is the upright supports in my garage, especially where about 7 rows of hardy board were hung. We beefed those up with another 2x4 adjoining the one that was there. So I do like the hardy board. I think it will hold up much better than wood, and but it is a little on the heavy side. So one thing to think about structurally. I know you were talking about that a few weeks ago. Anyway, I'm running my D104 into my Johnson Viking Valiant version 1.0 for about 125 watts a carrier. My dipole inverted V hanging off the 35 attached to the house. And the receiver is the Hammerlin HQ129 X-Ray, picking everybody up. My greetings to our new member there, Harold. And I can choose that instead. Somewhere thereabouts. Very good to Lacaniano, which is near Pasadena. And the note to Lisa, do you read your email? So I sent you an email. Grab your email to our... You don't need to break in. I'll just wait until it's your turn. So, anyway, no AMI number for me. I'm getting these crazy little photo crashes every now and then. But other than that, the band's okay. So, but I'll say no buy-sell swap, no AMI number, and negative on the round table. I'm also doing some practicing Christmas songs in the background here too. So anyway, that's the story here in Washington. KF6SYD, and no round table for me, WA9JIN.
All right, Bob. Yes, hardy board, that's a little... Boy, I decided I got me a woodpecker net. Just came today from Amazon. Woodpecker zone. They're gonna bounce off that thing up at the cabin in Mesa Grande. I could go from the eaves out there, you know, and down to where the wood meets it's made out block, the first part down there. So I can cover all of that quickly and easily with a net and a stapler, and now go in and fill in the holes in the redwood siding. That was too big of an area for that. Pretty hardy board. Cut it too. I looked at how you do that and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So, well, I'm glad you did. I bet that's working out really good. You know, woodpeckers won't be able to peck through that stuff, but boy, that was a bit much. So, we're going to try the net. Okay. Ken, it's your turn. KW1NG. Every time you talk about getting married in 1978, I keep thinking, yeah, that's when Julie and I got married too. So it's the same for both of us. It's been, I'm sure, a great run for both of us. KW1NG, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Break WA7DAX.
Yeah, station 20 on the list. Can you get?
Yeah, did you copy us in Utah?
Yeah, Utah station, go ahead and give us your call and go ahead and check into the net if you'd like.
Yeah, okay, I can try to get in again.
Okay, well, you're in. Go ahead and make a transmission.
All right, good evening, everybody. Whiskey Alpha 7, Delta Alpha X-Ray. Name is Ed Echo Delta. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. Most of you guys are coming in real well tonight. A couple of static crashes, but overall, copy most of you fellows. Thanks for letting us check in. Running Collins 32V3, about 120 watts. The receiver is an R390A. Once again, the name is Ed. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah. Go ahead.
All right, Ed, thanks for being with us. And, yeah, I heard you slip in there, and I couldn't... Oh, I finally gave you enough room there to get in. I could tell you were there. WA7GAX, Ed, in Salt Lake City, Utah, on the Carl grid, 120 watts. And I happen to be listening on KFS right now, and I can't tell you if you were making it in on my local receiver here in Long Beach. But it's good that you're able to hear most of us over there. So thanks for being here with us and checking into the net tonight. Anything else you want to add, Ed, before we move on to the next check-in?
No, I don't think so. If you guys have a round table afterwards, I will stick around for the round table. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll put you on the list for the round table. I don't know how many of us will be here, but I'll check with you for a minute if no one else shows up. So I'll put that down next to your name. Okay, very good. Let's move back up to Ken, KW1NG. Ken, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Steve. That's good that the new guy had a chance to come here edgewise. It's good to have new folks on the net. Ken and Alpine, KW1NG, and we are on the 7300. I do have an item for sale. It's a Swan.
Well, Ken, you're welcome. Thank you. And Ken, KW1NG has for sale a Swan FTP. It's the Signet. And if you'd like to have one of those, get a hold of Ken, KW1NG. He's good on QRZ. And Ken, good luck with the 7300 Mark II. Hope it's not a hassle to remote. I've never done that because I think I'd just be pulling my hair out early in the process. And by trying to temperament, I don't think you're not going to make it. You have to have, I think, more patience like you probably have to make that a complete success. So I'm waiting to hear a good report on that when that time comes. Okay, out to Hesperia. I don't know if you're going to get any rain tomorrow or not, Jay, but you'll get it later, I bet. NY6L, Jay, it's your turn. KF6SYD. Well, Jay said he was tired, I guess. Yeah? NY6L, are you out there? KF6SYD calling.
KG6JMJ.
KG6JMJ, and another new unfamiliar call sign. KG6JMJ, why don't you go ahead and make a transmission then, and tell us who you are.
Sure, thank you, Steve. Good evening to everybody on the net. Wanted to report the station in Salt Lake was 15 to 18 dB over here in San Diego. Again, my name is Ken, if I didn't mention that already. I don't have much to add. I'm using modern equipment. However, AM is I'm interested in the mode, and I certainly enjoy listening to you guys to talk about your gear and thinking about that. Anyway, not much else to say really from San Diego. Good evening all. KG6JMJ, back to you, Steve.
All right, KG6JMJ, Ken, good to have you with us. Sounds great. I've got a little problem receiving here in Long Beach. I've been listening on the KFS web SDR more than I should, and you sound like $1 million on that. The modern gear is not a problem with us, just so it's AM. That's what's special here, and you're doing great. So Ken, thanks for being here. Okay, let's Jay's not with us, understandably so. NY6L. Dennis, you will be here, and so will you, Lisa. W6DQ, Dennis, go ahead and take it, and would you please hand it to KF6QNG when you're done? Go ahead, Dennis.
we were watching yesterday night and seeing the presentation on the screen. It's fun for you. It really is. Something I've done for a while now. Water
Dennis and Lisa. Well, I couldn't hear you on vocal receiver. I listened on KSS. I got quite a bit of that. I was wondering, could it be that you don't have the amplifier, you know, in the optimal position, or maybe transmitting on the wrong antenna? W6D can't back over to UK or picked up by E. I think they were asking about the amplifier. Well, it's only watching a whole bunch of it. If you have a rough file, running about 50 watts carrier, something like that, causing huge constellation. So, I think conditions have changed. Back over to you. Yeah, I guess it's just turn. I'm telling you. It's just real challenging. I thought for sure there was some. Alright, that happens to us suddenly. Everybody's coming in all great, and next to your turn, it's like, what happened? Well, that's what happened. Okay, sorry you guys. Anyhow, alright, let's see if we can finish this thing up. Talked to Harold already, and that's good. Hi Harold, glad to have you here. This is where you would have been on the list if I hadn't waited to call you at your turn. Let's get Bob out there. It ain't 7 or 8. Bob, are you with us? KF Success by D College.
Well, it's been raining the last couple of days. I show 1.3 inches at the Scottsdale Airport about a mile away, and it's been raining all day today, but they don't it's going to be about the same. So, very good, nice weather. We sure need this rain for sure. Anyway, Bob in the Phoenix area, running the old 6253 special. Like there's a 1475 Centella push pull out of the 1961-64 ARRL handbook poster. And what else is going on here? We've got a nice tour of Israelites and Swedish rights. Contributed by my house guest over the weekend, and certainly enjoyed that. What else to report? WA7 DIS in Salt Lake City was blooming in this time, and just now W6DQ was also blooming, and he was 30 over here, so it's just conditions there, Steve. We're getting the benefit of the loss in signals. Anyway, and also PG6JMJ 10 with his really nice audio from San Diego was booming into my Nightjet R55. I flicked that on when Larry was on. I often like to flip on the Nightjet when Larry's on, so I can hear the emulation of old radio Moscow there, so that's pretty cool. And what else is going on? Dennis was talking about making a talk about the history of receiver design, and I know some engineers that can probably benefit from this. Many of the engineering community really don't know the history of receiver technology. They know all kinds of things about power amplifiers and everything else, but they don't know much about the history of receiver technology and why things are done the way they are. And they tend to go off in the boonies sometimes, like trying to build a TRF receiver, basically a TRF receiver with one mixer and segregated. I have my serious doubts. Anyway, I think many actual engineers could benefit from Dennis's talk here. What else? I don't have anything else except for the Huntingboard. Okay, it's heavy stuff, and maybe the contractors that put it up for me didn't know what they were getting into, but they hung in there, and the big challenge was on the second floor. There was a big down wall from the second floor that they had to put that Hardy board up on to replace the old press board panel, and so those were sheets that had to be, and they were 50 long sheets, and they had to be lifted up way high in the air to get them on that board. I really appreciate the good job they did on this house. with the Hardy board, Hardy pen. Anyway, what else? I guess that's it. Thank you to
Okay, Bob. Yeah, I got most of that on the local receiver. I heard you on KFS too, but now KFS malfunctioning. Everything sounds like blah, 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 blah. That it does that sometimes. So that's what it's doing now. See if I can reload the page and see what that does anything good. Well, it all takes time. Yeah, it might be better now. Interesting that you can hear Dennis as well as you could where you are. So that means it's just a condition. How just slapped my hand for thinking that they had something wrong on their end. Of course not. That shouldn't be the first thing I blame it on. I'm still learning. Anyhow, listen. Quite a night tonight. Quite a few new stations. We always appreciate that. And is there anyone else that would like to check into? I gotta enable this and enable that. So I reloaded that now on my phone. If anyone else that wants to check in before we close the net, please call now. What's up on this thing? Stationwood Hotel and the call sign. Please, see if I can pull you out with malfunctioning computer. I'm not hearing too good in the urban sprawl where I am in Long Beach. It's kind of noise level's real high. But go ahead, Stationwood Hotel and the call sign. Try again.
This is 57 Hotel Uniform Tango. The handler is Michael, and I'm located on Bainbridge Island, up by Seattle, running about 800 watts. And I'm copying you beautifully directly, over.
Okay, I hit the wrong button. Okay, Michael. Yes, W7HMI. In near Seattle. And I haven't looked you up yet. But very good. I don't hear you locally, but I'm hearing you on the KFS WebSDR. And I'm glad I'm able to make the trip up there to Seattle. This is a retired broadcast transmitter, so it puts out pretty good signal. And glad to be able to make the trip up there. And your audio is very clear, and wondering if you do AM a whole lot. Go ahead, Michael, back over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. This is 57 Hotel Uniform Tango. And I am on Bainbridge Island, running about 800 watts, and I am AMI number 1532. 1532. So I done a lot of AM when I was in Santa Barbara for many years. But after moving up to Bainbridge, I haven't had a chance to do too much. I'm running at 75.4 for the reception. And occasionally the Half Moon Bay SDR, but it seems to be following up a lot lately. It's really kind of going crazy. And I haven't finished rebuilding my Viking Ranger, so I'm transmitting on an ICOM 730 at the moment into a Kenwood TL922A, which I have completely rebuilt. So I don't know the handles down there, and I don't want to get in the way, but I will come back probably next Wednesday. And I would love to become a regular. This is W7HUT, back to you.
Okay, Michael. Yeah, I can hear you just fine on KFS. And real good on the AM activity from Santa Barbara. And real good on the work on the Ranger. And yeah, the Kenwood TL922A, I'm looking at mine right now. Many years of dependable, so I shouldn't say it, because it'll break now, but yeah, I shouldn't say all the good things I want to say about it, because it won't be that way anymore. But love that amplifier, and had it for, like 15 years. It's a wonderful, wonderful amplifier. So looking forward to hearing that. I don't think that's what you're on right now, but great on the AMI number, and thanks for being here, and thanks for saying hi. And yeah, please be a regular. It's always a challenge for me to hear stations from your location unless I'm listening on the computer, but that's what I happened to be doing when I called out last time. So here you came. So very good. One more new to me station to be here on the net tonight. Very good to hear. Thanks, Michael, for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and put out another call to see if there's anyone else and see if I can clear out of here pretty soon. Is there anyone else that would like to check into the AMI net before we close it? Please call now. KF6SYD, Steve in Long Beach listening. God, I could imagine another signal out there, but no, I don't really see it. Thank you, everyone. I don't know, I couldn't hear W6WUH wanted to be on the round table tonight. We had a station that indicated wanting to be on the round table was WA7DAX Ed in Salt Lake City. And Larry, W6WUH, if you did indicate affirmative for wanting to be on the round table, go ahead and take a transmission. KF6SYD calling. No, Larry's not here. Okay, WA7DAX, you're the only one that wanted to be on the round table tonight. So why don't you give me another transmission? Maybe I'll finish things up pretty soon. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, okay. Looks like everybody's bugging out on us. Must be a lot of people have to get up or really tired, so we actually have all evening. Good evening, everybody, once again. And
okay, I think you finished transmitting. Okay, Ed, looking at your QRZ page, and I looked at that before. We've talked before. I've seen you in the pictures already, so very good to have you back, and like all your equipment, very, very cool. So I got a bunch of old stuff in front of me too, and it's nothing like it. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Great net. We'll do it again next week. And KF6SYD closing the net tonight. Good night, everyone.
SYD, Whiskey Fish India, Los Angeles.